That's because I need a relic to do that. And here's death. And now we're basically left with really just our fists. The cool thing about this game is, you know, they kind of tease you at first. They give you some pretty decent equipment right off the bat, but they take it from you pretty early too. And what I'm doing here is just giving myself a bit more of an advantage. Again, nothing too crazy, but you can actually get to that heart max up, you know, immediately. So it kind of comes in handy, especially if you use, you know, a lot of sub weapons early on, which they do help. Now, even though I do have a short sword, and I will equip it, I'm not really going to use it primarily. I'm just going to put it on my my other hand there. It's because I really don't like the short sword a whole lot, but it comes in handy for hitting, you know, certain walls and floors. More so the floors. So there's our first save. You'll notice that the graphics on the coffin there, they're not nearly as good. It's like, it's a really messy texturing job, really, so a little bit disappointing, but again, nothing that really kills the games. And there's our relic that gives us stuff from candles. That's the Cube of Zoe. And as you might have noticed there was actually a loading screen right after the CD room. Now, the interesting thing here is that a lot of people seem to think that the Saturn is somehow inferior in terms of its loading times or something. Really, I would say that's generally not the case in this game. There are some rare cases where there are legitimately longer loading times, but in the case of the CD rooms, it's more so that the CD room wasn't properly utilized. The CD room doesn't trigger the loading event as it should, so everything takes place after you get out of the room. So that's why it appears as though there's actually a longer loading time. Okay, no real point in saving there, because we've already saved pretty recently. See if I can get this guy to maybe stand on this long enough so that I can get up there. Ah, damn it. Missed it. Let me see if it'll do it one more time. Has to be lifted a little bit more than he had actually lifted it. It's probably not going to do it. I can get to that later. It's just a little more roundabout and still no biggie. There's our first sub-weapon, the dagger. Which will do until we get, yeah, the holy water or something along those lines. And here I'm using my short sword to actually hit that floor, because otherwise you can't really hit it that well. And got a life max up. Here we've got our first cloak. The cloaks really don't do a whole lot for you as far as your stats go, but eventually you'll get, well, really in my opinion, only really one of them that really does a whole lot, but it'll definitely make a difference in some of your battle outcomes. Oops. Now the reason I'm not using the short sword primarily, though, is because it doesn't really attack all that quickly. Even though, my fists aren't as strong as the short sword, they actually do attack much quicker. So it's more worthwhile to actually do, these shorter range attacks, because there's not a lot of difference in terms of the attack power and everything. And that's kind of an ongoing theme as far as some of the weapons go in this game, because it's always more about speed, not really so much about power. You'll find really some of the best weapons in the game are weapons that attack quickly. Or multiple times at least. And here we're going to start off with a quick barrage of knives. I'll wear him down pretty quickly. One or two more. There we go. This is going to cause him to change his attack patterns a little bit. And he's pretty much done for. There we go. Now that effect looks a good bit different in this game. In the PlayStation version, they had some transparencies built in, which ended up making those more like a glow effect as opposed to just the flatter effect you get in this game. But still, it does its job. It's just, just your typical post-boss fight Castlevania animation there. There we go. Now by going over here, I'm finally going to be able to get the item that I was going to try to get that bloody skeleton to get me a boost to whenever I was waiting for that platform to go up. It's actually another short-range weapon. It's a knife, though, this time, so it gives me a bit more range, and it does come in handy. I think it's actually a little bit quicker than the fist is, or really any of the, the fist-type weapons are. So I would say for a large portion of the game, I'm probably going to end up using this and, some kind of fist weapon. Unless I maybe get, some of the rare weapons that are more powerful. I don't know if I'm going to ruin it yet, so I don't know if I want to take the easy way out yet, so we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. Before I forget, I'm going to put that new weapon on. It's actually called the Basilard, or something of that nature, not sure how it's pronounced. And yeah, compared to the short sword, you're going to notice much quicker. As far as the fist go, if you kind of get a rhythm going, it's kind of fast, but I don't think it's quite as fast as the Basilard is.